Well, first of all, may I say that I'm glad that a deal has been reached here. This has been a pretty bruising experience over the last period, but what this allows for is a document that's agreed now that will be the basis for negotiation for a third programme for Greece, which will allow the Greek economy to thrive and prosper and continue to remain a member of the Eurozone. This was a point I stressed before coming here, that Europe should not do anything to cause a Grexit, as it's been referred to. This is a challenging position for Greece, a very challenging position, but it's one that the Prime Minister himself has said that he is up for. The first requirement now is for the document to be voted on by the Greek Parliament. It then has to be followed through with other parliaments voting on it, from Finland to Germany. And there are agreements in respect of pieces of legislation to be put through the Greek Parliament this week, and for others to follow suit. Clearly the sticking points were the involvement of the IMF and the 50 billion euro fund. This has been settled and agreed, and an arrangement has been made for the use of those funds in respect of Greece in terms of privatisation, where 25% of proceeds can be used for investment and the remainder for debt reduction. So the IMF is an accepted point by the Prime Minister, and their involvement in terms of their ability and experience in assessing values and conditions is accepted.
Can I ask you, do you think there's enough in this deal for Greece? We've heard an awful lot of what the creditors want, but when Mr Tsipras returns to Parliament in Athens, what is there for MEPs to vote on to say we are getting something out of this deal?
Well, what's in this for Greece is the potential to grow their own economy, to bring it back to a point of stability where growth, investment and jobs can be created, and to remain a member of the Eurozone, which was the objective of the exercise from the Prime Minister's point of view in the first instance. There were quite a number of periods during the course of the night where bilateral discussions and references had to be made to details that were in the document, but it does start off by setting out the critical need and the crucial need for the rebuilding of trust. So I welcome the fact that agreement has been reached after an all-night session. I welcome the fact that this has been accepted by Prime Minister Tsipras. That it is hoped now that this can go through the Greek Parliament with assistance from all sides, and that it forms then the basis of negotiation for a third programme, and the details of that will obviously be discussed over the coming period.
Final question, Shona, final question.
How bruising was it for Alexis Tsipras? And also the 50 billion euro, the Greeks said they wouldn't be able to make that up. How have they done that?
Well, the situation was that I heard a lot of comment about the difficulties being experienced at the meeting. I was there for the entire meeting. It was realistic and frank and very pragmatic. And there wasn't a case of individual countries or governments doing anything other than to bring a situation where Greece would be able to put a document to their own parliament, which will be the basis for negotiation for the third programme. And there was a great deal of discussion about the 50 billion, how that might be used and what the outcome would be. And clearly that's not something that can happen overnight. But I did point out that in our own case in Ireland, on a lesser scale, that in involvement with the Troika, we were able to use a significant amount of privatisation funds for investment, for job creation, provided that it did not interfere with the deficit targets that have been set by the Troika. So in Greece's case, there's a 25% opportunity to use for investment as well as for debt reduction.